living rurally in northern Thailand sometimes means that we interact with some wildlife. We get plenty of lizards here of different shapes and sizes. There's also, particularly at this time of the year in the rainy season, there's lots of frogs, and there's always lots of birds, and occasionally a snake or two turn up. We've noticed that the birds seem to really love our place because we don't spray any chemicals. Around us there's orchards, there's farms, and typically the farmers spray their crops with chemicals from time to time. And so we find that the birds actually love coming here because it's clean and clear of any chemical use. And just recently we've been enjoying watching a couple of cardinal birds feeding some young that are in a nest just outside our kitchen door. And recently I had an amazing opportunity to make some video of a couple of snakes on our driveway. And you'll need to watch till the end because the end of the clip is quite incredible. Something amazing happened. But first I'll introduce you to these lovely little cardinal birds in the nest that's outside the kitchen door. We noticed them the other day, and I've been sitting outside with my camera a few times watching to see if I can capture the parents coming back to feed them. And I hadn't been able to, so I did set up my camera on a tripod and just left it running this morning, and I did manage to get a few cool clips of a parent coming back with food for the young. And I really love seeing that they're capturing the bugs that are eating our plants and feeding them to their young. And this of course means that there'll be less bugs eating our vegetables. It's quite incredible that they are in this tiny nest that's actually very close to our back door and the back steps, but they do seem to be quite comfortable there. I think the parents are very wary of our presence if we're out there. As I said, I was sitting with my camera the other day and the parent wouldn't come back, but when I left the camera sitting on a tripod and left it recording, then I was able to capture the parent coming back. I have edited these video clips, so it is just showing the best action as it happened. And then there are these snakes. I saw these two on our driveway recently and took a double take when I realised that one was actually eating the other. I'm always super cautious of snakes. I never am sure if they are going to be venomous snakes or not, so I typically keep my distance. But in this situation I felt reasonably confident because, they were both pretty intently busy on what they were doing. One had its mouth full and the other one, well, I didn't get to see its mouth. It had already been consumed. So I was able to set up my camera. I had my little action camera with me on a short tripod, and I was able to set it up quite close to these two as they fought it out on our driveway. And as you can see, the snake doing the eating doesn't appear to be nearly as long as its prey. The thinner snake is a painted bronzeback, and it was at least twice as long, maybe 3 times as long as the sunbeam snake. That's the snake doing the eating. The whole meal lasted over an hour, but within the first few minutes of me starting recording, the sunbeam snake had devoured most of the painted bronzeback. And the poor bronzeback, it fought back, it fought hard, but it was ultimately unsuccessful. You can see it moving for quite a long time, wriggling and squirming and fighting for its life, but ultimately it was not successful. And now most of the painted bronzeback snake is now inside the sunbeam snake. And as you watch, you'll notice that the sunbeam snake is very corrugated because the painted bronzeback is all compressed up inside it. I just placed my little action camera on the tripod fairly close to them and stood back watching, but they appeared to be paying no attention to me. The sunbeam snake was too busy enjoying its meal. It really did struggle to consume the last of it. It was twisting and contorting, trying hard to swallow as much of the skinnier snake as possible. It certainly wasn't giving up. And as far as I know, both of these snakes are non-venomous, but as I said, I am always careful with snakes because I never know if a snake is venomous or not, and I don't really want to find out. I'm a New Zealander, having grown up in a country without snakes. No, New Zealand does not have any snakes, not even in the zoos. So I'm always careful not to get too close or to be too involved. Even though most of the snakes in Thailand are non-venomous. Apparently 85% of the snakes in Thailand are not venomous. However, in this situation, I felt a little bit more confident than usual. Sure, they're both fairly small snakes, but small snakes can move quickly usually. These two weren't going anywhere quickly for a while at least. They were very, very busy, and one concentrating on eating its lunch and the other one trying hard not to be lunch, but it was not faring so well. And as you can see here, even our pet pigeon Pee-Pee just came to join in, as she often likes to do when I'm recording video. And she just sat herself down on the driveway less than a metre away from these two snakes. And they just appeared to ignore each other. They didn't seem to be fussed at all. The sunbeam snake just ignored the bird, and Pee-Pee seemed totally disinterested that there was actually a couple of snakes very, very close to her. And as it finished up its meal, it was just sort of resting and chilling a bit, and then started to slowly move away. It looked like it was struggling a little bit. It was not moving anywhere really quickly at all, but it then just sort of, picked up a bit of speed and looked like it was heading off into the vacant section next to us. And so I turned my camera off and went to head back inside. But then I heard some thrashing around and quickly turned my camera back on because I realised that the sunbeam snake had bitten off more than it can chew, and it was regurgitating its lunch, which was pretty dramatic to see. So part of being in rural northern Thailand is having animals around us. Some are domesticated animals and others are the wildlife, so the birds and the lizards, the frogs and the snakes around us. And we do enjoy it. We try and accommodate all of them. I'm not too worried about having snakes around. Like I said, I'm just cautious of them. But most of them, as I said, are non-venomous, and they are only interested in catching the frogs or rats or other small creatures, other lizards and stuff like that. So they're all just part of the natural ecosystem of our homestay here at Suansok. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you'd like to learn more about what we do here in our garden at Suansok Homestay, please check out this playlist here. And if you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you can stay up to date when we release new videos. Thanks for watching.